morning. It's Frisky Friday. I'm glad everybody's here. And we have the Godfather, and we have Sean Lucas, and it's the end of the week. We're going to wrap up.
What are you chewing tobacco, Sean?
No. I just had a little bit of a muffin I was chewing while I was getting waiting to come on.
Why are you doing that tobacco stuff again?
No, just cigars once in a while, there, George.
No. Well, we got a good guest today. For anybody that didn't know about it, we got Sean George, Beard Vet's going to be with us today. Isn't that good? We're going to have a good time today.
Yep. He's a good patriot, great patriot, not a good patriot, great patriot.
He's a Marine. He does a lot of good work for the veterans, and also does fundraisers, golf tournaments, and stuff. He's pretty good.
Yes,
but he don't talk to me anymore, so I don't buy his coffee. I'm protesting.
He's got good coffee.
I know. I used to buy it, and I text him. He don't answer me back anymore. That's it. So I'll buy his coffee.
Oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and get going. I'm going to do the prayer, get going, then we can bring him on because I'm sure we'll have an hour full of fun.
Excellent.
Let's see. If trouble had a baby, Ishbi Benab, who was the father of the sons of the giants, the weight of whose spear was 300 shekels of bronze, was girded with a new sword and thought to kill David. And that's Samuel 2:21-16. And we all need help battling the giants of life. God was with David when he slew Goliath, and he was with David and his soldiers when they faced the remaining threats to his life one by one. God does not send us out to battle giants alone. He is always with us when we face our giants, and also provides prayer warriors to fight alongside us when we go weak or faint. So that's just so that we can beat the crap out of the left. We always need to do that. Amen. Okay, Amen. I'm gonna bring up Beard Vet.
Awesome.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. How are you guys?
Good morning, Sean. How are you?
Hello, brother Sean. How are you?
Good.
You still making coffee or what?
Well, we're in the middle of a little bit of a process right now, so not at the present moment. But we will be soon. We will be soon.
I fall asleep in the morning. I can't wake up without the coffee. With the Beard
I know.
Gotta have that.
We will have it up soon enough. Hopefully by this summer. So
awesome.
But doing some changes and things like that. But I mean we were swamped, and I heard you say I don't return your texts. You're full of it, George.
George likes to make everybody feel guilty.
I want the Marine to come out of him. That's why.
There you go. Yeah, no. He's good for stirring the pot. I know.
Yes, he is.
I got trophies.
Heck yeah.
Give me trophies for it, see? I got trophies.
Oh, that's awesome. Was that a high school bowling championship there?
No. That was my bike trophy. Somebody gave me a bike trophy because I had it all dressed up for Trump.
That's the Trump trophy.
Oh, gosh. Well, how the heck have you guys been?
Good.
Everybody's been doing well. I guess you had a little bit of excitement the other day, right?
Yeah, it was. You want to call it excitement or stress and anxiety?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite the ordeal. Matter of fact, this is the first time I've talked with anybody about it publicly. Besides
we got an exclusive.
Besides the stuff that I've put out there, just via posts and things like that. But yeah, it's just an overall, it's quite the experience, and good Lord, I don't wish this upon anybody, obviously, but man, it's kind of overwhelming, the good thing is that I firmly believe that I wouldn't have said this a year ago, you guys, but I believe that law enforcement is actually going to do something here, and a year ago, under, Biden's fake regime, I had zero trust
Yeah.
in you know, the Department of Justice and, you know, the FBI and things like that. But all I can say is they've been extremely professional so far, and we can talk about that a little bit too. The things that I can talk about for sure. You know,
Yeah.
but
We don't want you to overshare if you don't want to, but if things that you could share for the audience would be great. I mean, these bastards are going overtime on this, and I hope to God they get caught, because they're really trying to attempted murder is what they're trying to do here.
Mhm.
You know, that's the truth of the matter, and I hope they get caught.
Yeah, I believe that 100%, and you know, domestic terrorism at the you know, at the smaller crime, but attempted murder was definitely on the table, and that's what, you know, that's what had me kind of, well, I shouldn't say kind of, I shouldn't leave any gray area. I mean, it's had me pretty worried, and the family pretty worried, you know, and it extends further past me too. You know, you've seen some of the other influencers that were swatted, like Nick Sorter, you know, where they attacked his family. They went after his father and his sister, you know. So I had to make all those phone calls, you know, to my family members and be like, all right, listen, I sorry to put you in this situation, if you want to call it that, but you know, I had to explain to them, you know, my father didn't even know what the hell swatting was, and you know, I had to kind of go through everything with him, and you know, had to kind of put them on edge too. So it not only affects me, it affects everybody who's around me. And then, you know, and then again too, like the people who do follow or share my stuff on social media, because that's kind of the correlation that we all have. It's like we share each other's stuff, and that could be anybody on here, you know. You know, anybody on social media, they could just pick out, boop, and you know, go after them.
Yeah.
Well, I think once because Pam Bondi was talking about it, and I think once they put their foot down, arrest a couple of these people, because they think they can't find them, but believe it or not, they will.
Mhm.
And they got, the thing is that they got to get punished really bad, get thrown in jail. You know, like what they did with Tesla cars and stuff like that. They're gonna go. I mean, and what's gonna happen is, you know, once these little dirt bags, once they get their asses done,
There you go.
There they are.
Yeah,
Those are the dirt bags that got arrested for it.
yeah,
The faces of can we coexist, right?
yeah. Right.
Well, look at that blue hair. That's a dude with the blue and green hair with a wig on.
Yeah,
I mean,
the one
that's
that wants to be, the ones that's a guy that wants to, or the girl, or a guy wants to be a girl. There's a good test that you could do. You could kick them right in the balls and see if they bend over, and you could tell the difference. That's the test. That's the test we did. I'm waiting for March. They're doing a big thing March 29th. They're gonna hit all the Tesla. I'm gonna try to get a groups to go to each spot the Teslas that are in Florida, and see. Get the people involved.
You probably don't have that problem in Florida with
no, they hit somebody in St. Petersburg, which it's all the areas that are liberal spots. It's just like unbelievable, and it's unbelievable the mentality of what's going on with these idiots. They talk about saving the environment, and now all of a sudden they're against the guy. The car is 100% made in America, except for the batteries that come from China. But everything else is built here, and they got a lot of people working on these cars, and it's just that. And the Democrat, and you got those assholes at night, the talk show host, and people are cheering. I mean, the people in the audience are cheering about the cars being burnt up like that. It's nuts.
Look how bad. Look how you just said. Look at the audience cheering. I mean, there's people cheering for this Luigi guy to get off. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how sick society is today. That people are actually cheering for this guy to get off. It's pathetic.
Yeah. I'm going to bring this up because I think you want to show it.
Hey, check that out, eh?
Look at that group. Look at that crew.
You got all those guys behind you. Got your back there, Sean.
Yeah, you guys do. Yeah, that's a wonderful crew right there, and I can't wait till we get together and do that again. That was a special moment, wasn't it?
Yep.
But yeah, no, Forgiato, you, the whole entire gang there. Ed was there, and yeah, I mean that was such a special day. And if I remember right, that was the day that President Trump said he was going to run again, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it? I think it was. Yeah. So yeah,
nice picture.
Yeah, it's a nice picture.
Yeah, it is. It looks like a shady bunch to me. I don't know if I'd associate with them people. I really don't.
Look how much he loved me. Look, he has his arm around me. Look at this.
I do.
I was gonna make him sit down.
That was when he was returning. That was when Sean was returning your text, George.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. But to get back to your point a little bit about the Tesla stuff, because I don't know if it's all related with the incidences that I went through. But there were, it's weird. There were some posts about kind of with some of these dark web folks or Antifa folks or this trans cult that you showed pictures of that I believe they were doing some posts about attacking people the day before the very first person was swatted, and in this of the recent events of swatting, but Chase Geyser was swatted on the 11th of March, and they had posts that came out about. A lot of people don't know about this because it's not a very well, they didn't have very many followers, so to say. But there was a post about 2 hours that they made before Chase Geyser of InfoWars was swatted. And that's public information now because, and I don't want to be long-winded here. I'll land this here in just a second so you guys can respond. But there was a dark website that was put out, and I'll tell you what the website is. I don't even know if it's still up and active, but it's absolutely disgusting. They are putting addresses of known Tesla owners, Tesla
I heard that,
and stuff, and it's called Doge Quest is the website. And what's weird about it is that they spelled Doge QUE and then it's .st. So that is the website, and it takes you to their link. And then there's a link inside of that says that it's basically like how not to trace.
Wow.
And they give you directions on how to do these swattings and things like that, and without being technically traced. However, I think they're greatly mistaken with the power of the federal government and their ways of listening in and finding, even with your VPNs that say they're 100%. They communicate. Those VPNs communicate with IP addresses intermittently, and there's a good chance that they will find them. But I discovered that link on Monday, and when I found that, I was absolutely shocked. I turned it over to the authorities right away, and the investigator who's handling my case, which I can mention this because I publicly put it out there. So I'm one of the few people that the FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force is investigating. So they came to my house Monday morning to discuss everything. The incident happened early in the morning Sunday. So they literally came the following day, early morning, interviewed me and the wife. And I gave him the information that I had with everything. And plus he had the police reports and things like that. But it's, again, this is well-organized stuff. They're not, I want to call them I don't think they're that smart. However, they've got tools that make them look like they're smart.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's just amazing. They do have the backing and the money, and they can do all the searchings that they want because that's how good they are. It's just, but thank God you're under this regime than the other regime, because who the hell knows? You would have got hit
Yeah.
with the FBI kicking your doors in and everything else. You know what I'm saying? It's at least they gave you a little bit more respect when they came to see you. You know?
Yeah, they would have flipped it around on me probably and said that I instigated this or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. I brought this on myself. I can see it now, you know. But I will say so I'm really close with my and you guys know this. I'm big in politics, of course, and specifically in the state of Nebraska. So I've built a relationship. I know our county sheriff very well. He's a member at the gun club that I go to. So we speak, and we've had conversations over drinks before. And luckily, I had the foresight on Friday to kind of give him a heads up on what was going on.
Wow.
And yeah, listen, I felt like you guys see the people who I interact with on social media on a daily basis for the most part. I know Sean for sure because he interacts with me quite often. I see his stuff. But you know, like when Gunther and Mike Engelman and Gunther Eagleman were both hit on Thursday and Friday. And I reached out to them. They reached out to me. I can't remember who called who first, but you know, they were like, yeah, Sean, I would just kind of take precautions, maybe let your local police or whoever know that, you know, there's a chance that this may happen to you. So I did that on Friday. And my county sheriff, by the way, is Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen. He's our elected sheriff here. He's a wonderful guy, good dude. He's one of the guys that is working with ICE and Tom Homan and our Department of Homeland Security, and he's out arresting Trende Aragua here in the Omaha metro area. So he's one of the good guys, right? So when I mentioned this to him, he was like, okay, well, let's kind of you know, see what transpires, but I'll definitely give the department a heads up, you know, and flag you for anything. Now, like you guys, you know, like George, you know, with how you talk to people, you know, if you don't if you don't have the heads up that this could possibly happen to you, you know, somebody pounds on your door, tries like they're breaking in at 3 a.m. and your cameras and alarms are going off. You know, you're probably answering your door with your gun, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
right?
I got him.
Or Sean or Utrix. You know,
That's what they want you. Yep, that's what they want you to do.
Right? So,
yeah, I would have, especially at 3:00 in the morning. You know,
yes,
somebody beating on my door. Yeah,
yeah, and making all the loud commotion, yelling and screaming for you to get out of the house. And you know, come out with your hands up. You know, you don't know who this person is. It's dark out. You can't see. You're not fully about your wits of looking on your cameras. You know, like your security cameras to see what in the heck's going on first. But and fortunately for me, I did have a heads up. You know, I kind of knew. So we were very cautious, and things worked out in our favor in that department. And I don't think some of the people that have been swatted, of course, like Owen Schroyer, probably had an idea that it could happen to him. But, you know, you saw his incident. The police were still going in full force on him, guns pointed at him and everything.
Yeah, I see the pictures with his hands up. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's scary stuff.
Yeah, they made him take his clothes off.
I sent Tracy a video of this crazy woman put out on me.
I'm gonna put it up.
Yeah, she was a Black Lives Matter sympathizer. She was all on this stuff, and boy, we had some words at one time, but she came out with Trixie will put the video up.
I was waiting for you to get done
Meet
talking.
George. George is from the Tampa Bay area. He's a Community Patriots founding member, and he likes to refer to himself as the Godfather. George is consistent with posting racist memes online, like this one. Or this one. George and his friend Jonathan Riches can be seen here posing with a white privilege card.
Sold by a black guy.
If George is the boss, and this is what Jonathan's patch says, then I guess that makes Jonathan an advisor to a crime boss, George. There they are together.
George, you're a crime boss.
Symbol, born to ride for 45. Still not sure George is a racist? Take a look at this. George, you're comparing people at the Capitol insurrection to the Holocaust? Oh, it's because you were there.
She's a nutball.
We should get her on one Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be pretty crazy. Well, it would make Frisky Friday.
She's been arrested so many times, it's unbelievable.
Oh, she's been arrested?
Yeah, she's been arrested a couple of times. Yeah.
You should do a video about her.
Yeah. Well, no, we just grab the people around, like the male people. We don't touch the women too much.
No. Some of these people are they're nuts. And you know what though? I see it. I have people that in my family, I see these crazy posts they put up. Like now I see one post. We used to only be worried about a wall, right? Meaning Donald Trump doing more than just a wall. Now, like you're worried about a wall. Why would you be worried about a wall? That's how crazy these people are. Like they think the wall is bad, right? Like it's just they're gaslit so many ways around, and then they get this. They talk about cults. They're in a cult. What they're doing is a total cult.
See, they used to have a list out, and the list was if you got arrested, you got so much extra money. They have like a list to say if you get arrested and put in jail, you get like say maybe $1,000. If you get on the news, you get like a couple of $100. And this is what, and a lot of them are, they are getting paid, because the way they want to get caught, and they want to become famous and everything else, because that's their purpose. The more famous they get, the more money they get. I mean, and if you get confrontations with a law officer, you get more money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they have these incentives, but they forget, like the Tesla cars, they have cameras on the cars themselves.
Yeah,
they get downloaded.
Don't they have like 9 cameras or something inside the car? Like 9 of them.
They have them on the mirrors of the outside of the car.
Well, that's how retarded these people are.
As soon as you go by the car, the cameras go off. So that's how they caught those.
Did you see the guy with his fecal matter putting on the Cybertruck? Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that, but I heard about it.
Oh, he was beautiful. He walks up to the car. He's got his hand up his backside, rubbing his ass, and he's wiping it all over the side of the truck. Oh, disgusting. Disgusting.
That's gross.
Everybody's breakfast is ruined.
His mom and dad must have been so proud seeing that video, seeing Sonny Boy on the news.
Wow, if that was my family, I'd disown them doing something like that. This is pretty bad. We
were at a rally with J6s, and one of the guys, he was a known Antifa, and he had a pipe bomb. And they caught him, and the police caught him, and they went to the house, and his parents were renting a house in this area, and so we let everybody. We went there with like about 100 people, and went there and told everybody in the neighborhood who this guy was, because they actually let him go. They had the evidence and everything else, and they said, "Oh, it was just like they did it with the fireworks and stuff as a pipe bomb." But it would have hurt a lot of people. They were at the rally. There were like a couple of hundred people, because it was for Jeremy Brown. He just got out, the J6er. And the whole thing is that a lot of people got hurt, and they found out who he was. We found out who he was. And then we went in his neighborhood. We asked the cops if we could go there. They said no, you can because the streets are public. Even if they had a guard at the gate entrance, they had that security guy at the office. They said we're allowed to go there. We stand with signs that told them the exact address for these people, and they were renting. His parents were renting, and that got squashed. He got off. So
you know the kind of mentality you're dealing with these people. I'm going to show you. This is the type of mentality. They'll even name cheese lesbian feta.
Wow. Sounds like my type of cheese.
I thought you guys would get a kick out of that one, but I mean, this is you're going back to the DEI and that whole the left side and everything. I mean, why would you name it lesbian?
Crazy.
I mean,
Isn't that absolutely crazy?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that one was just kind of funny. So
pretty pricey.
This just in the male. This just in the male homo that was $21.99 a pound. The male homosexual because of the male wage gap is $24.99.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I thought you were going to say male cheese was Fremunda cheese.
Oh,
yeah.
It is Frisky
Friday. Spit out his coffee.
It is Frisky Friday.
It's Frisky Friday. Well, I had to do that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take you off track, but
it goes off rails, Sean. Be careful.
Yeah, that's why we call this Frisky Friday.
Yeah. Sean named it Frisky Friday, and it fits too. Usually we have a lot of fun on Friday.
I love it. Well, there is, and then I don't know if you guys know about this either with this stuff, but Alex Jones firmly believes that the swatting incidents are coming from Ukraine.
Yeah,
he thinks that they're using some technology or local Ukrainians that want, this crazy Ukraine war that we're still in, or trying to end. But he believes that it could be those guys too. So there's several leads out there on this stuff. I don't know personally. The investigator doesn't tell me anything. For the most part, just besides my interview and the things that I've sent him. But he doesn't respond to much of it.
Well, that's what Musk said. His place got hit with. It was from Ukraine. He said it came
the
out
deep
of
state's
Ukraine.
in Ukraine. It would make sense, wouldn't it? If it was operatives of the deep state in Ukraine,
Yeah.
they can reroute that signal to from Ukraine to someplace else to here or whatever.
Yeah, well, they got those.
Why else would they be targeting you guys?
Yeah, they ping it all over the place. They could go from country to country to country, and then. But now the way the technology is, and I wouldn't put it past Musk. He could actually pinpoint where it was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
The way he is with his technology.
Don't think the NSA doesn't know. I mean, if they've got up in the air the satellites, they can pick all that up. They pick everything up. They probably know, and it makes sense that the Tesla groups are getting paid. They have to be getting paid. People aren't this stupid unless they don't have jobs to go out and do this stuff during the day. So if it's a coordinated effort, between the deep state and whoever they're paying off, Ukraine sounds like a real good place to even start. That's where everything came out to begin with. That's just,
there's a lot of money going to them, and there's a lot of money getting kicked back over here with the politicians. Yep. So, I mean, that's why Trump did what he did of picking his cabinet the way he picked his cabinet. Because it's all people that he feels loyal with. Because the last time it was like they picked it for him, and that's why he got in trouble the way he did. Because they were picking who they want to pick, and they said, "Oh, no, what's that? Whittaker, right? He was great. The guy that was
that took over. Yes,
he was there, and then they said, "Oh no, you got to pick Barr." Because she's not going to get approved as fast as Barr. So, anything that approves that quick, they got hooks and everything. I was questioning that thing with Marco Rubio because he got everybody.
Yeah, remember Trump even said, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, he said.
Yeah.
But Marco's been a good surprise so far. So
don't forget he could get fired now.
Yeah.
It's a big difference now. You better play or you're gone. You're fired. I
want to show you guys this and watch this one.
In New York, we have people going to the Republican districts and going after these Republicans who are voting for this and forcing them to either change their vote or face the consequences. This is a long, relentless fight that we fight every day. And I am confident that we will bring Trump's popularity, numbers, and strength down if we keep at it and keep at it and keep at it.
See?
Yeah.
You
He looks
know
like
it's
the
them.
Penguin.
It's
They
them.
look like the Penguin on Batman.
Yeah, he does.
That's the guy you like to punch him right in the face. I mean, he's just what a whiny piece of shit that he
Sounds
is.
like he's pushing a little bit of violence, but I guess
Yeah.
we all saw how they're all mad at Chucky because they're saying Chucky caved, right? Nancy's mad at him, and Hakeem and all them. They're all mad at him. AOC wants to primary him. So now Chucky's trying to talk tough, right? To kind of get the base fired up, I guess.
But Chucky did that thing on the Supreme Court steps. He was threatening a Supreme Court judge. They didn't do shit to him. The problem is the ones that carry the chair of all these committees that they do in all these investigations, they should use the sergeant of arms that they're supposed to use according to the Constitution, that they could arrest them for lying and inciting the riots and everything else like this. The Congress, Crockett. Too bad she's got the same name as Davy Crockett. But
Sonny Crockett from Miami Vice.
Yeah. Sonny Crockett. Yeah, I remember him.
But she's they think it's a joke. It's our money, the money that they're trying to save. She's actually saying it, and she went to a great school. It was $35,000 a year for a grammar school she went to, and she tells everybody, and they vote for the people. And I keep on saying it's rich people telling poor people that rich people are making them poor. That's what it is. She's a millionaire. Yeah. She's a millionaire. She owns 3 houses, $2.5 million each. These people should check them out and see what their net worths are, how much they have, and then they'll find out the truth about them. So.
I got a quick question for Sean.
Yeah.
You put a post out the other day, which I thought was brilliant. It was simple and it was brilliant. You said, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just paraphrasing, but I think you said something like, has any, I don't know if it was liberals or Democrats, like, have any of them been, have you heard of any of them being swatted? I think is what it was.
Right.
Did you get an answer on that of finding out just one? I don't think any of them.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, there was technically kind of one about 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I mean, 1 in 10 years versus 15 in 1 week.
Yeah.
For us, so and that just FYI, in that case, they did find who was responsible for doing that. I think that was up there in Maine. Might have been the Maine governor. Somebody said that potentially the Boston mayor, Michelle Wu, I heard she was potentially swatted too, but these are people that have guards around them all the time anyways, right?
Yes.
I mean, they have protection. So a little different than, little Sean in Omaha, Nebraska, and, little bit different scenarios, I think. Gated communities versus ungated communities.
Yeah.
Big time difference. And we don't support that anyway, right? Our side, but you're right. What you're saying, it's with someone with protection. It's a big difference than someone without protection.
Yeah,
big difference.
One of the great comparisons that I've been seeing is we when we get angry with a company or something like that, we just boycott them. We stop buying Bud Light because they endorsed transgenderism and that, and so the majority of us never have touched a Bud Light since, including myself, but they go to the extreme. They burn down Teslas and when we lose a case, like if somebody, like all the J6ers, right? They all went to court. They all got large sentences. Well, did we go and tear up the cities and burn them down? No, but George Floyd, a known drug addict who had basically a fentanyl overdose, we don't I mean, I'm told now that he definitely died of a drug overdose.
Mm-hmm.
They burned down cities across the country, including Omaha, Nebraska. They had riots everywhere, destroying and looting property. And one of my buddies was essentially murdered. A fellow Marine here in Omaha, Nebraska, he was murdered. Jake Gardner. Well, he ended up taking his life, but he was defending his business, and they took him to court and everything, and he just couldn't deal with it anymore. He also struggled with PTSD, had service dog, and anyways, terrible situation. But again, it goes to the level of how you protest things, right? We saw thousands of our friends get sentenced for taking a walk or even being close to the Capitol, and some didn't even go in the Capitol.
Yep.
But we didn't go around and burning our cities and streets down and raising hell, or swatting the left, did we? No.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're two different types of people, that's for sure.
Very much so.
I keep on telling everybody we got to stop being on the defense and be on offense a little bit more, because we can't. You only could turn your face the cheek once. That Jesus told us to, turn your cheek the other way and give them the other one. It ain't happening. Can't do it anymore.
Well, we got a problem with Roberts, though, too, because it came out last night, Chief Justice Roberts. We've said it before in the chat that we thought that what they had him compromised on was that illegal adoption that he did for the kids in Ireland. And it turns out that's exactly what it was. That's what they got him on. Obama's, blackmailing on him on that. And then there's another one that adopted kids, too, Amy Coney Barrett. Now,
say that 4 times.
That could be why her decisions are being kind of crappy. But the only way they could do anything would be like if Trump would nominate something like Alito or something for Chief Justice, but then you would have to have the Congress to remove him. But all they need is 50% to take Roberts out and then flip him back in and put.
They have the power. It's the judicial Act of 1801 and 1802 that a judge can be removed. Yeah. Lincoln did it. Lincoln arrested 2 judges. It was 2 judges, a senator and a congressman. He put them in jail.
You got to get rid of Roberts. They have to get rid of him. Otherwise, we're going to have trouble. But that explains Barrett's votes, though.
Well, the plan is CIA was always like that. They get involved with the porno things. They get involved with the Hollywood actors. That's why these guys are defending, because especially what happened with Epstein's island and stuff like that. The CIA is involved in all that stuff. Yeah. Even Pig Diddy, the other moron. They got film, and that's how they do it. That's what they did to Johnson. Johnson, the Speaker of the House, all of a sudden said Ukraine is not getting any more money at all. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, he changed.
He had a meeting with Biden, the CIA director, and the FBI guy. And what happened was, all of a sudden he came out and changed his mind. They have something on him. But the whole thing is that these guys and what's his name? One of the congressmen says, if you're guilty, you're going. And I think it's going to be really happening. April 2nd is a very important day about the tariffs, and you see the European Union is backing down now because they know they cannot exist without us, and they know it. The whole thing is they're trying to play a game, and Putin is not going to be the greatest thing that they did, that Trump did, that they didn't. It's not in the news media, nothing. But Putin and President Trump agreed that Iran should not have nuclear weapons.
How about that? That's right. Yeah.
That's big. That is very big.
Well, Trump's Putin's puppet, right? That's what they say. Yeah, so that's why he agreed. That's their mentality.
That's a better agreement than about to work into peace about that, because now Trump's got his foot in the door. And they'll negotiate something, and I think it's going to happen. The best thing they got to do is get rid of the piano player, Zelensky.
The dictator.
Yeah, the dictator.
Yeah,
It is.
they need to get rid of him.
And when you're talking about the honeypot stuff, now I'm a big JFK nut, and so I've been going through a lot of the files on the JFK. As a matter of fact, I've probably spent too much time going through them.
Have you really?
I know.
I haven't even looked at it except for stuff that's been posted, honestly. And I know if I get into that, I'm going to get lost.
Yeah. Oh, it's a rabbit hole. And there's not like there so far I have not seen like the real explosive stuff, and I'm kind of frustrated by it, however, because Congressman Luna, she said that there was another shooter, that he didn't act alone. But what the story does tell in the files that I've seen so far is a lot alluding to like what George was saying. The CIA had their hands in all of this. There was so much going on, and you talked about the Diddy and the Epstein stuff, how the CIA they send in honeypots. Well, they were doing that back then.
Yep.
With Hollywood, there's literally a couple of the, maybe it was one or two interviews in the files where they do talk about where they send in ladies into Hollywood to be their plants, to be honeypots.
Hefner, that's what Hefner was involved in when they were working on that mansion after he passed away. They found the tunnels underneath and stuff. So he was an asset, I think, might not have been on the list, but he was doing a lot of that.
Well, they put Marilyn Monroe to sleep, so, because she had a lot of information. Well, and the thing is, not only, Robert F. Kennedy, JFK, father was very hooked in with the mafia, big time, because he wanted his son elected, and he made a lot of deals with them. So not only did you have the CIA, you had the mafia, CIA, and you had the deep state. I mean, it's been going back for years about this thing with the deep state. It's been so much with the control, and we knew stuff like this was happening, but we just didn't want to admit it. And especially that's why I say everybody should watch General Flynn's movie.
Yeah,
because you actually see how the deep state really, really is. Yeah. And that's why, like I said, that
6 ways to Sunday, as Chucky said, right?
I got a video clip of one of the honeypot guys, and they keep a list of who they have, males and females, and I'll show you this clip of this. But he was a honeypot.
I'm 33. I like curvy girls. I have a dog. Her name is Precious. She's my world. My hobbies include midnight strolls, collecting insects, kind of nerdy, I know, but it's what I'm into. Making my own clothing and dancing when nobody's looking. Dry skin is a deal breaker. Love Bath & Body Works for the sole reason that their lotion comes in a basket. And finally, I date me.
Trix, what are you doing with a Tinder video? What's going on there?
That was off Instagram. That was funny.
But you know what, though? You mentioned, Sean had a great point about going through and kind of being disappointed with some of the files. And I keep on saying this. Do we really think that the juicy stuff is still there anymore? Don't we? I mean, all these years, like, I don't know. I just think things like, even like the Epstein stuff that they keep on saying, I think the juicy stuff has all been crumbled up, shredded, whatever you want to say, and thrown out and thrown away. Because
they said they had them in the office, destroying files. So,
I believe that they're not letting stuff in.
And plus, you still have the leftovers still in the FBI. I mean, like everybody says, excuse me. Everybody says, because Kash Patel's got a direct line with Trump. Oh, why is he avoiding Pam Bondi? It's not that. It's because when you have a direct line to President Trump, you have a committee that sits and listens to the whole conversation, and everything is recorded and written down. You can't go. Kash can't pick up a phone and make a phone call because it's all listening in by the deep state and everybody else. The direct line is pure security, and it's unbelievable. So the discussion, and even with I believe Dan Bongino is going to be. And I told everybody
an asset.
Yeah, and I told everybody about the whole thing about if you looked at the most important person that was at the Department of Justice when Trump was speaking, was the surprise guest of General Flynn sitting in the audience.
Mhm.
That's the guy that knows all the information. I'm very good friends with him, and
He knows where the bodies are buried. They say.
yeah, he has a list. I said I know who the top of the list is, so, but he could taste blood. Let me tell you, and he's very good. I mean, he's been advising Tulsi, Pete, and Cash and everything else. So he's got a lot of stuff. He knows a lot of stuff. He's a very smart guy too. He was a registered Democrat all his life. His whole family. Well, not a Republican, but
Well,
Yeah,
he's,
we got a lot of
as one of my friends told me, that is still a registered Democrat. They were registered. He was a registered Democrat back when they were normal, and he just hasn't got. My friend hasn't gotten around to redoing his registration yet, but he was registered when they were normal.
Well, we had to register as Democrats because I belong to the union. We all, everybody. But you didn't vote that way. I mean, especially when you're in the suburbs, you got, they bring all the shit in the area. They want to try to protect. Look, it's all out there. I mean, look at every Democrat controlled state and city. It turned to shit. You got and I'm convinced Wu, she's a Chinese spy. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's
Who are you talking about?
Wu.
That
What's
Wu
her name?
from
The mayor
Boston.
from Boston.
The mayor.
The
Of
one
Boston.
from Boston.
Oh, the
what's her
mayor of
name?
Boston. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Chelsea.
she goes in there, and then you got the asshole. The cops are backing up to run again.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make this shit up. I mean,
Yeah.
look at every day you watch, and every day, and thank God, President Trump did something very smart this time. He hired a lot of young people, and they're very good at what they do. They're very sharp. They're very in tune to because whatever the social media comes, they feed Trump. They actually meet with Trump and explain what's going on the social media and stuff like that. That's why he comes back and he does the True Social every once in a while, and he signs, and when they give him papers to say stuff and everything else, he goes over it. He crosses out. I ain't saying that. I got to say this and stuff like that. And he signs every bill, not like the auto pen.
Right.
The auto pen. If you use that auto pen, there's the time and date that it's used.
My hat signed. Yeah, he signed that. That auto.
Yeah, well, he signed
Look
my
at that
hat.
hat.
Yeah, he signed my hat, but what he did, he wrote.
all backwards.
So I couldn't.
I
No,
love
he
it.
wrote. Yeah, but he wrote. He on my hat. You know what he put? He put to George the Greatest. So I couldn't sell it if I had to sell it. It's to George the Greatest, and then he says, "This is a Fugazi."
Yeah.
Because I didn't buy his hat. So
Oh, was it a Fugazi hat that you had him sign?
yeah, I bought off a thing. I bought off a thing. I gave it to him, and he says, "No." So that was,
Nice.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
I was gonna add real quick. But these JFK files, it makes you wonder. Like, okay, the stuff that I've seen so far, like, so they hid this for 60 years, and there's nothing in here really that is like this stuff isn't secret, top secret stuff. There's some
Exactly.
names, there's some names listed, but names they have no meaning if people don't know who these people are, and none of these people, the big names, like the real JFK sleuthers, like they know some of these names, or they know most of the players, but these are like obscure names of people that play very little role in any of this. And there's no reason that this should have been hidden from the public for 60 years because there's nothing there so far. There's absolutely nothing besides the fact that the CIA probably was doing quite a bit of nefarious stuff.
yeah. Well, Oswald, right? Oswald was set up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think Oswald ever fired a shot.
Well, that's why they killed him. That's why all of a sudden this guy came out and shot him right in the middle. Everything was all set up. I mean, it was planned. But the way and again with the news media, the way they planned it, it made it look like, yeah, this guy's a hero. He killed a guy. I would have done the same thing. I was in the. I'm going to tell everybody how old I am. I was in school and they said about what do you call it, and they came out
Was that before they made the pencil, or
before
after
the
the
pencil.
pencil?
There's a big
All
story about the pencil. There's a big story about the pencil, how the pencil was made. Anyway, but the thing that it's just unbelievable, the stuff that this country has done to the American people with all the shit that we're running it. It's unbelievable.
The lies from the government.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, people think nothing's going to happen. Everything else, you got militia people in every state, and they are prepared. Anything that happens, and people think I'm kidding, but let me tell you something. There's a lot of stuff out there.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to any of that kind of stuff. But it's, I mean, it's the government has. I mean, you look at different things. The 9/11, that building 7 that fell. Right? Why did that fall? Right? It wasn't.
No, I can tell you why that fall. I can tell you why, because that building there, since I was there, that building there was I was in. We did that building, but I was in the train set, at the North Tower when the planes hit. So I didn't even know a plane hit. Put it that way, till the second one hit. But anyway, Building 7 came down because they had the CIA in there.
That's what I'm saying.
FBI and the what do you call it? The New York City emergency thing there. And then they had tankers, oil tankers in the basement, up in the middle floor, and everything else for backup generators. And then after the 1993 bombing, when they started building 7 World Trade, they had all the trucks and everything went through the 7 World Trade. They had to go through there to get to the other buildings.
Yeah,
that was the only entrance that you had was through that building, and that's why. And that's the reason why that one came down. Yeah. So
but so many things.
I don't mean to cut into you guys, but we're getting closer to the end, so we got to announce the trivia winner from yesterday. So I'm going to tell you. I'm going to read the question again. And
I'll give you a call, Sean. Don't forget the bearded man. I'll call you.
Oh yeah, and Beard Bet, they want to know when your coffee's available again too.
I will definitely let everybody know when we're up and running again. It's been quite a process of a move.
It was good. It was great coffee, I tell you.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was great coffee.
No, we take really good pride in that, and I'm excited to get right back into it again.
I think the coffee had a touch of Viagra in there or something, because all of a sudden every time I drank a cup of coffee, I got excited, but nothing happened.
And maybe it's the injection of patriotism going into
it. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, you got a flagpole, huh?
Hey, tell people in the chat, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. The more likes we get, the better it is.
Okay,
yeah, hit that like button.
Please hit the like button. We have to say please.
Yeah, right.
That would be nice.
Please hit that like button.
No, please.
All right.
Please.
Which U.S. president signed the Federal Reserve Act into law, creating the Federal Reserve System? And the answer was Woodrow Wilson. And the first person that got it was Jasper. So Jasper, you got to get a hold of me. You know where you can find me so I can get your thing out. And I'm going to won the $100 bill because it was my question this week. So you did not get the $1,000 bill from George. So I apologize ahead of time, because George is going to show the $1,000 bill just to make me look bad. And the other ones that got Wilson were Super got him, Shar, Denise, Mary, Nut, and then Mankay said Edith Wilson, which was really funny. And
that
then,
was funny.
Yeah, Proud got Wilson, and Florida for Trump got Wilson too. So we should be really proud that we have an informed chat group. We got the smartest people on the internet in our chat.
Yeah,
nice.
It was
there, and then now we got that out of the way, so we can keep going. I just didn't want to lose that for this. Everybody would be mad if we didn't give the answer today.
Everybody hangs on for the trivia winner. That's why they come on Fridays. They don't come for anything else.
Yeah.
Well, who do you guys have as your March Madness pick in the tournament? Are any of you watching the tournament, the NCAA basketball?
About basketball?
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know.
I like the tournament when it gets down to like 16 teams.
Yeah.
Because it's just because half of these teams more than half, I don't even really know except for the big schools.
Yeah.
But my wife's old boss his son, I don't know if he still is, but he was one of the assistant coaches on Seton Hall. So I don't know where they're at, but right now, but I usually start watching like the 32 or 16, right in that range. I start watching it. So I guess that's like next week or something, isn't it? Started next week.
Next week it'll be down to the Sweet 16. This week, so there was 16. There was 16 games yesterday. There will be 16 games today, and then there will be what would it be? 8 games on Saturday, 8 games on Sunday, and then that breaks it down. It takes the 64 teams down to 16, which will be next week. So by the end of next week, we will know the final 4 teams that will be in the championship.
Yeah.
So
that's when I get into it.
But I'm a huge Creighton basketball fan. Creighton is a smaller college here in Omaha, Nebraska. And they're very well known, though. They're an expensive school to go to because they're a dental school. A lot of dentists and lawyers go to school there. But anyways, they have a great basketball team and they're fun to watch. So I hope they win.
No, the college ball is fun. I just don't like the professional.
I'm baseball.
I used to love professional. As you can see, I'm a huge Larry Bird and Magic Johnson fan. That was when basketball was good, the Jordan era. And a lot of great players came out of my decade, I suppose. But anyways, but it's March Madness and people are going mad. So kind of fitting.
It's funny. You have Larry Bird behind you. Funny, quick, and I don't know the whole full story. My wife's uncle kind of told me this one time when we were talking. I'll have to ask him again. But back in Larry Bird's college days, they were somewhere where they were playing, and my uncle's brother was mouthing off to Larry Bird, and he decked him going off the court.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Decked him going off the court. Yeah.
Well, Larry
in the college days.
Larry played in the Missouri Valley Conference for Indiana State. That's where he went to college at. And he started at Indiana, quit Indiana, went to Indiana State. But he played Creighton, the little school that I told you about. He played against Creighton because they were in the same conference, the Missouri Valley Conference. So he played in Omaha here quite a bit. I'd never got to see him play, but my dad got to see him play. So it was like one of his favorites. But I got to see Larry play in the mid 90s or early 90s. I went to a real NBA game and I got to see him play. And then I got his autograph about 10 years ago. So I got him and Magic's autograph. So.
That's awesome. I seen Jordan play in Philly one time. I seen Jordan play, which was pretty cool.
Gosh, that would have been the greatest.
Yeah.
I still think he's the best ever.
My neighbor was given tickets, and he called me and he says, "Would you like to go see Michael Jordan?" I said, "You don't have to ask me twice. Let's go."
It's like those things that you just want to show to your kids or your grandkids again. Just like, listen, basketball was good at one time. Watch a video of this. Watch the highlights of this guy. Or watch an old game. Me and my buddy, we were reminiscing about this the other day. We were talking about how, there used to be the NBA game of the week, and it would be the only NBA game on regular television. And, we watched it. We sat around and waited for that. Or Tuesday night fights, on ESPN.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Hey, before I want to interrupt you. I want to say something very important. The bearded vet was also can't say is also a Marine and to always be a Marine.
Always a Marine.
Always a Marine.
Yes.
Thanks for your service. I appreciate it, Sean.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your service. Absolutely.
Thanks, you guys. Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been good.
We'll have you on again.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
I promise I won't pick on you. I promise.
Thank you for coming
Oh,
on.
yeah,
too.
right. That's not gonna
George,
happen.
just for the record, George, Sean responded back to me so quick and he says, "Don't let George know how quick it was."
I know.
We can tell you.
I know. One day I'm gonna find him with a couple of guys. I'm gonna hold him down and dye his fucking beard. Oh, excuse me.
I will be down in Florida. I should be down in Florida here in a couple, down by West Palm. Probably near I think it's the end of June. So it'll probably be hotter than heck when I'm down.
Give me a
there,
heads
but
up. Yeah, give me a heads up. Right.
I will.
All right, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you very
All
much.
right.
Thanks for coming on too.
Yeah, much love y'all. And
love you, brother. Take care.
Love you too, Beer Vet.
Bye.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
It was
day.
really
Thanks
great
for
having
coming.
you, Sean.
Take care.
Thanks for inviting me. Bye.
All right.
He's a great
Well,
guy.
that was a good hour, wasn't it? That was fun.
Where you following him on X? Where's he on X?
On X, yeah, he's on X. He's got some good stuff on X.
I gotta follow him on X.
He's a must follow. Beard Vet, obviously. He's a must follow, and he's actually, what's really cool about him, like some of these people that are always posted on X, he's very interactive with people, which is great. So people that respond to him, he'll respond back to you. He's awesome.
I gotta get everybody's asking about an update on Nashville. Mark is the one that's kind of setting it up, and he's in California right now, so he won't be back until next week. But when he comes back, he's going to go ahead. Well, he'll let us know exactly what he was doing and getting stuff set up. But I wanted to say too, I'm going to set up an email for the show, and then this way, when we do the trivia contest, I can just put it on the bottom, and then we don't have to keep going back and forth with everybody trying to figure out who's who and who's got what, and we can email to one central place. So I'll probably make like WUP, WUP2 or something like that at Gmail. I'll make something up, but I'll post it up when we do the show next week.
George, I texted Trixie last night. I said, "You're getting so good at this producing stuff. Ed may hire you for N2."
Yeah, no way.
Yeah.
No way. No. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah, that was pretty funny though.
But you're getting good at it. It's awesome.
Well, thank you. I tried. Yep. The only thing I lost today was the dictator video. I don't know where it went. But
I thought it was queued up perfectly. It didn't.
I know, and then nothing. It was a big disappointment.
For lack of a better word, it didn't pop up.
Oh, good one. Yeah, I got that one. Well, we probably better sign off because it's already a couple minutes after 10. So.
All right. Well, everybody have a great weekend.
Yeah, enjoy. Thanks
for everybody in the chat.
Don't forget that like button, please.
Yeah. Please hit the like.
Yep, hit that like button, please. Absolutely.
All right. So what we got? Tony and Chris Monday, but I didn't see the digest to see who they got coming in on Monday. Otherwise, I'd promo for them. So I'm not gonna. Just that they'll be here Monday, and we'll be back Thursday, and then next Friday. Make sure you're watching next Friday. Make sure you're watching. Don't skip it next Friday.
Yeah.
Right.
So what about Thursday? Not gonna do anything Thursday?
Well, yeah, Thursday. Yeah, Nene's going to be here Thursday with her son with Bravery Winery.
That's right.
Yeah, you didn't say that, so everybody's got to know that Nene's going to be.
Well, okay.
They have great wine.
Yeah, so Nene and her son will be here Thursday, and then Friday we're going to have a little special treat.
We got to do the trivia question on Thursday also. We got a few.
Oh yeah. Whose turn is it to do trivia this time?
Doesn't matter. Just pick a quite.
Because then I give out the $100 bills, and then you bust my balls because you got the $1,000.
No, I'll listen. Don't give out nothing. I'll give out everything. Just because you're too cheap.
I see.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, when you take $1 bill out of your wallet, George Washington's got sunglasses on. He hasn't seen days in a long time.
George, you guys are getting you two are getting like Chuck and Nancy to each other right now. I don't know.
Did you ever hear the guy with the what do you call it? The guy in the bar? Guy's in the bar and he's drinking and drinking and drinking, and the bartender's watching him drinking and drinking. And the bartender says, I can't take it anymore. I gotta ask him what it is. And every time he takes a drink, he looks in the shirt pocket. Bartender came over, he says, I gotta ask you a question. How come every time you take a drink, you look in your shirt pocket? He says, when she looks good, I go home.
That's the sexist message.
That's all. Women were created. Listen, the women caused the problem with the apple. You bit that apple. If it wasn't for the apple, it wouldn't be this best. That's what I can say.
Yep. All right.
Well, everybody have a great weekend.
All right. Take care. God bless. Bye.
We'll see everybody next week. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.